Three, two, one. No one laughs at a master of quack fu. And that's a quote from one of the 5 individuals who could beat Thanos even with the Infinity Gauntlet on. Howard the Duck.
Yep.
This is Nefarious Reels.
What up, everybody?
I'm Cole.
And I'm Howard.
Oh,
Not the
we got
duck
another
though.
celebrity cameo.
Just
Howard.
Just
Oh,
Howard. Howard
I was
Stern.
really hoping with an anthropomorphic duck in here.
Nah, sorry.
Damn.
Maybe next time.
Shame.
But yeah, we're Nefarious Reels. Talk about bad movies. One of them was one recommended by Cole. Cole, tell us about your recommendation.
Yeah, so the masterpiece I recommended this time around was 1986's Howard the Duck, a movie that was produced by George Lucas.
Mark of quality.
Yes.
The man made Star Wars. He can do no wrong.
He made Star Wars and Indiana Jones. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say he made Indiana Jones. He, was like involved with Spielberg on the Indiana Jones stuff and all that.
Right.
Yeah, but basically the premise of this movie is our titular anthropomorphic duck, Howard. He gets home back from a long day of work, it looks. He pops a beer, and then all of a sudden his chair in his apartment just levitates up and he gets pulled into this suction vortex that crash lands him onto Earth, and he basically tries to find his way back with the help of Andy Dufresne as a doctor and Marty McFly's mom. But it takes place in the hellscape of Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh my god.
Shocking, there was no Scott the Woz cameo in it, though.
Well, he's too busy being a demonic hell child and demonic toys.
Right. He was trying to create the Antichrist. Right. Got it. Right. Yeah. So, what are your initial thoughts on Howard the Duck?
Well, I'm mixed on Howard the Duck. I mean, I think I enjoyed the first half when it was really about him like experiencing the world and everyone kind of seeing this giant talking duck. But then eventually the charm kind of died down. I start going, what the fuck? This is almost 2 hours long and we haven't even reached like the hour mark yet. What the fuck?
Yeah, I also didn't realize it was almost 2 hours, but it like there's that one point you can figure out where the movie starts to lose steam, and it just kind of goes on, and you're just like, okay, when is this gonna end and what's going on? It's like, we get it. These people are freaked out by a talking duck, or they're like, what is that thing?
I mean, it's a walking talking duck. I can guess why you recommended this. It was for the duck tits, wasn't it?
I maybe the duck titties. I don't know. You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. We don't know. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I think that might have been the funniest scene in the whole movie. Is that stretch where it's just like Duck World?
Yeah.
And it's just like you're seeing all the random like duck related movies like
oh.
What was like a Beacon Fowl or something?
Yeah.
I can't remember the names now.
Yeah, there was a few of them. I cannot remember exactly what they were again. Howard the Duck movies. Let's see if there's like, yeah, that wasn't gonna work. I'm trying to see if there's an image of the posters in the background. Damn it. But it was most likely there was some parodies with, ducks in it.
Yeah, and it's like all the different music like groups.
Mm-hmm.
Or when he like goes to watch TV, he's got like a, "Are you itching your crotch?" It's like,
it's like got like the typical like 80s ads you would see. Like there was at one point, obviously they had like, the salesman guy who's like, "Are you tired of doing this? Are you too stupid to fix a fucking table by yourself? So get this thing, you goddamn loser." Something like that.
Honestly, I think a more fun movie was someone got pulled into like Duck World. I think that'd be great, but it also would be stupidly expensive too, which is probably why they didn't.
Yeah, that's probably why they did it the other way, because that duck costume did not look cheap. Not at all.
It definitely looked at least worth 2 Garbage Pail Kids.
It looked better than all the Garbage Pail Kids combined. Like, yes, it was at times kind of creepy, but it's not like the worst thing I've ever seen.
It's pretty funny to look at, honestly. It's like a good thing to point a laugh at. Cause it's like so weird, and I can't like get used to it because I keep thinking about it. Like, this is before fucking CG came and made everything look like all computer generated. Ew.
Yep. Yeah, which is probably the nice
actually
thing.
Howard the Duck.
There's 2?
No. I'm saying who voiced Howard the Duck.
Oh, who voices? There was 2 suit performers, but the voice of Howard the Duck is Chip Zien.
Chip Zien?
Zien. Oh, and he was born in Milwaukee.
Oh, famous.
Hey.
What else has Chip Zien even been on? He was in Snake Eyes. He was on United 93.
Oh, yes.
He was also in Little Evil, if you've ever seen that. Where were we? I lost my train of thought. I was distracted by a Chip Zien.
Talking about, Chip Zien and just talking about the duck suit, basically. That was, like, about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, the duck suit's, like, the highlight. And I think the Howard the Duck is, like, fun to a point. But because at first, when he gets sucked in, he's got, like, that bad attitude. And, like, I get it, right? Because, he's out of his element and everyone's gawking and weird. And it's like, hey, fuck you, I'm the one in the weird position, not you.
Yeah, and they're like, hey, look at this freak.
But eventually, I feel like he kept being an asshole. And it was the thing that kept getting him in trouble. Like, with, like, he would, instigate it, like, but he would always make it, like, worse in, like, some way.
Yeah, he would always fight fire with fire, basically.
Yeah.
And sometimes there was, like, situations that didn't exactly need, like, a solution, but then he's like, I'm gonna make a solution, but I will make it worse. Because I keep fucking up. And let's see, I mean, I was gonna obviously start going, like, point by point, too, like we usually do.
Yeah.
See what else? Well, yeah, we're talking about, once he gets, out of... Was there an exact name for the planet? Or where he was...
I just assumed it was, like, Duck World.
That's what I was thinking. It was just, like, Duck World.
I have to say, I love the bit where he's pulled away and it's revealed the shape of the Earth is a fucking egg.
Get it? Because ducks are in eggs?
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I forced air through my nose. It was funny, Cole. You didn't get it. It was funny.
That joke is more funny than anything from, like, Superfast, honestly.
Yeah.
But that honestly is also not saying much, but still. There was some fun moments, I think there was in here. It was definitely goofy enough. But it's also crazy to think that this is, like, a Marvel property, too.
Yeah.
Just insane.
I mean, honestly, I kind of like how we have a movie like this. A fucking Howard the Duck is a Marvel movie. I think that's great.
I think we need more obscure Marvel or DC character movies.
We need... Or do we? Because they just ruin it.
Yeah. No, if you get, like, James Gunn, maybe, then it'll be good.
But DC has James Gunn.
So maybe get James Gunn to do, like, some obscure DC character, and he'll make it, like, the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Sony will get James Gunn next, and then they'll make a Howard the Duck movie.
Yeah. No, it'll be Howard the Duck and Morbius.
Oh, dude,
and they fight alongside.
No. This is like the Batman v Superman of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's Morbius versus the Howard the Duck. Yeah, Howard v Morbius.
Howard v Morbius. It's Morbin time.
It's quacking time. That's what Howard the Duck says. Yeah, Morbius says it's Morbin time. And then Howard is, oh yeah? Well, it's quacking time for you.
As you meet a master of quack foo. Oh my god.
We're writing, like, a masterpiece here.
Yeah, I mean, this is the next thing we're going to fund after Tammy and the Sandworm, so...
What's going to happen, it's going to be, because of the multiverses, right, we'll have Howard the Duck with the band.
Yep.
And then the fucking portal just
Oh
opens up and he
yeah.
gets sucked in again. He's like, motherfucker! And then he gets sucked into there and he's in fucking Morbius world. And he's like, aw shit, here we go again.
I was also thinking we could do one where it's the multiverses, but it's like a battle of the bands, and then all of a sudden he's sucked into a portal, and it's a battle against the band from Scott Pilgrim versus the World,
Yeah.
or any of those musician movies.
And
then Howard fights Scott Pilgrim to the death.
So what you're saying is this movie's gonna be a biopic? It can be a biopic of Howard the Duck's life as a musician before he became the what was it, the product like editor?
He was like an advertising writer, something like that. Yeah. So what? Oh yeah, we were talking about how he's like an advertising writer, like for like the newspapers. You know, when they're like coming up with those one-line catchphrases for like fragrances and all that stuff. That's kind of what he does. But his parents wanted him to be like a plastic surgeon. Yeah, it was. Oh, advertising copywriter. That's exactly
his parents wanted him to be a plastic surgeon. You know,
a plastic surgeon.
You know,
yes,
like
because
tail
ducks
tucks,
are known for plastic surgery,
beak reductions.
Yep. I mean, honestly, he could have made bank on that though, but it's ducks, so how many ducks are getting that? DuckTales. Yeah, when's the multiverse movie coming where he meets up with like Donald and Daffy Duck?
Donald Duck, Daffy Duck, DuckTales.
Yeah,
the Aflac Duck
crew. Yes. Any other anthropomorphic ducks we're missing?
You know, there's like that like baby duck from Tom and Jerry, that like little one that can talk.
Oh yeah.
There's got to be more famous ducks than just that. You get the fucking if I can think just like a little longer, I can think of like more like famous ducks.
Famous ducks.
Okay, it won't be a duck, but you get Hugh Neutron. He shows up. He's like the antagonist
with his duck collection.
Yeah, with his duck collection. He's the antagonist because he's invading Duck World.
No, not my boy Hugh.
He gets like corrupted by like Morbius.
No, it's like Elmer Fudd instead.
Elmer Fudd and Hugh Neutron team up, but that's because Elmer Fudd's tricking Hugh Neutron to lead him to the ducks. That's when Hugh Neutron gets his redemption at the end, like near the climax.
Good. We are making already more interesting movies on here in the past couple episodes than some people have like now.
We're coming up with masterpieces, and other people are just coming up with just pieces of shit. I spun that around. I came back with that one.
Nice.
But we should actually talk about Howard the Duck.
Yeah. All right. So once,
you
Howard crash lands in Ohio.
And I should know, why does all these people, when they get teleported to like some shitty, ugly alleyway?
I don't know.
I think the only exception was like
a very
E.T.
common trope with these movies, like that, where it's like, yeah, they just like basically get teleported and then they crash land and it's into some alley or in like a garbage can in the alley where you're just going, I mean, they couldn't have just, landed on like a golf course or something.
He probably crash landed on the garbage kill kids alley, because there's that random fucking bar with all those random people and he gets like thrown around and he eventually just jumps in and there's like a motorcycle gang drives by.
So you're saying this is a shared universe confirmed?
There's continuity. All Nefarious Reels movies are connected in some way.
Whoa.
Like that's because think about it. In the Howard the Duck, there's like duck tits, and in 1313 Giant Killer Bees, there's man nips. That's how it's connected.
Titties.
Titums, yeah.
Them titties.
But we're not going to talk about 1313 Giant Killer Bees yet. We're talking about Howard the Duck. Because that's when we get introduced to girl character that I don't remember their name ever. Because I'm sexist.
Gross.
That's going to be clipped and passed around. We're going to be canceled in like a year because of that line.
You just got to put satire in front of it.
I said I'm sexist in Minecraft.
In Minecraft. Only in Minecraft.
Only in Minecraft, guys.
Okay, so back to the movie. Yeah, so he crashes into the alley, meets Marty McFly's mom before she's Marty McFly's mom, or even meets George McFly, because she's a rock and roller in this really weird bar that
And
has
this
a fence in front of it.
the iconic fence. You're saying you don't have any fences in your bars in Wisconsin?
Not really. Well, not for like karaoke, not even for like karaoke or singing and all of that.
Weak. Find a better bar.
But there might be a bar there. There might be a bar like that, but I just don't know where that would be.
Raise the bar, Cole,
Nice,
on your bar
nice.
standards.
We're too drunk for that at that point.
Yes, but Howard the Duck meets
But yes, Howard
girl
the Duck meets Marty McFly's mom,
after saving her
and
from being
then
attacked by two stalker types.
two stalker guys who were like, "Let's get an autograph and we're gonna be creepy around you."
We're like, we're gonna support you financially with purchases of your CDs. Ew, disgusting.
Ew.
Ew, gross. Buy digitally.
Ew, buying physical copies cringe.
Yeah, very cringe. Very uncool of you.
Very cringe. Oh man. What a heathen.
Yeah, and so basically, Howard the Duck bunks up with Girl, and pretty much the first half of the movie is them trying to figure out a way how Howard got here.
How he got there and how he could get him home, and they meet Dr. Andy Dufresne in the museum he works at, where he's like, "Holy shit, it's a duck. I've never seen a duck before."
I've never seen a duck that can walk on two legs before.
Even though they technically all of ducks can.
Yeah, that's the joke.
Oh, got it.
I'll edit it out.
It went over my head.
I'll edit it all out, and no one will know.
But yeah, she takes him there, and then Howard and Beverly, they get into this like weird fight about something.
They don't get into a fight. I think the thing is just like she brings him there to
He
get
got
help,
hurt.
and then he got upset that he couldn't actually
Yeah.
answer the question and blamed her for everything.
Yeah, and then they like just brush off for a bit, and then he meets up with some lady to get him a job, where he then works at some like mud bath sex house.
Yeah, he has
It's
to get a
very
job.
horny in there.
I love that whole thing. Is like, I get it. You think just because you're gonna dress up all weird like a deadbeat, you think you can just live on unemployment, but that's not fucking happening. I'm getting you a job.
That whole scene, I was just like, does this lady not realize she's talking to a duck?
Well, I mean, the previous client she had to deal with was 3 dogs standing on top of one another.
Oh, she gets the weird one.
She gets the weird ones.
The weird ones. Got it. Yup.
The last guy who came in said it was warping time, and I wasn't even with any of that shit. I said it's fucking working time.
I thought you were gonna say she said it was Craven time.
No. Why is Jay Leno starring in that one?
No.
Oh, what's the point?
No, that's that new one with Aaron Taylor Johnson coming out. That trailer that just dropped.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I assumed everyone was saying it's Craving time because more Jay Leto was going to be in it.
He might be. I don't know. But yeah, then he gets that job at that, whatever that was. And then he just quits on the spot because his boss was being weird. I don't know. That whole vibe in there was just very off-putting.
It was definitely horny. Like, you know what? It reminded me of the fucking.
Horny.
Remember Hollywood Cop? And they went to the fucking like hot tub place with all those like.
Yes.
It reminded me of that.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see that.
Hey, look at us referencing movies you've seen before. Nice. But Howard the Duck quits after about like 30 minutes. It doesn't feel like a lot of time. He's just done.
This shit, I'm out.
Yeah, and then he just goes back to her, and he's like, "Please take me back. I swear, I've changed. I changed, girl. I don't know your name. Remember your name. I've changed for the better. Please take me back in." And she was like, "Yes, okay." But eventually, Dr. Guy person, he
Dr.
brings back
Andy
with his
Dufresne.
yeah, Andy Dufresne. He brings back his colleagues who are like, "Yo, actually, we know how. We just fired a laser, and
Yep.
here you are, and we're just gonna, bring you back now, I
You know,
guess."
with the laser. And one of the colleagues he had was the principal from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, that's what I was like. This guy looks familiar.
Yep.
I kept thinking he was the guy from Halloween 3.
Oh no, that's a different guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a different guy. Are you
Is
talking
it?
like the main guy who has that relationship with
I
the
think
girl
it's the
like 20 years
mustache.
younger than him?
Like the mustache threw me off.
Stashes are very confusing. They definitely confuse people a lot. Kind of like how people get confused with Clark Kent being Superman because he wears glasses in public.
Also, doesn't it turn out that that guy in Howard the Duck, didn't he turn out to be like a predator or something?
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking with my dad about the movie after just because we were talking about it. Yeah, he had CP in it. He had CP.
Maybe that's why he wanted to be in Howard the Duck, because you know how short Howard the Duck is. Maybe that's why he wanted to be in this movie.
Maybe he just read the script, saw short thing, and was like, "I'm in."
And then he got disappointed when he showed up on set. He's like, "Oh, but he's already signed the contract."
It's a duck. Oh,
Maybe if I close my eyes, I can pretend.
I can imagine it, and then maybe it'll be better.
But when they show up, they for some reason, even though the first laser, because the first laser fire was a huge fuck up, and it happened to bring Howard the Duck back, they decided to do another test again before Howard the Duck can get there.
Brings a demon in.
In a shocking twist, it goes wrong again. Like, who would have seen that coming?
What a surprise!
And then all of a sudden, it brings back a demon. And suddenly the film goes from Howard the Duck's gonna try to figure out how to get home to Howard the Duck has to deal with this evil fucking demon. Which I should note, this is the halfway mark of the movie, by the way.
Yes, and now he's got to save Cleveland before it gets everywhere else.
Well, first they escape. Because first they're like, we fired the laser again, but the doctor guy disappeared. And Howard the Duck naturally is an asshole, which gets him arrested. And inadvertently gets him in trouble with the police.
Yep.
Like, because he starts, like, getting into a fight with the police for really no other reason. Just because they're like, whoa, you're a duck. And then he gets arrested. And then pretty much they escape. And then the police like, well, we gotta fucking kill him.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I'm repeating a lot of things, but it's just... It's just hilarious to me how these people... How some react how you would think they would react seeing an anthropomorphic duck, and then some are just like, what the duck?
Yeah.
I know. That was a good one.
I know you put a lot of thought into it, and I appreciate that.
Oh, it required a lot of thinking how to make a proper joke like that. So yeah, I'm very proud of it. But yeah, I mean, I want to backtrack a little bit because when like they walk in, it's when Howard and Beverly are getting a little intimate, I guess you could say. They were going to put on like David Letterman, and then it gets steamy in the bed, and they're about to have interspecies porking. And it just
He's
makes
like,
me go,
come on. We weren't doing anything, I promise. I swear, it was only butt stuff. It's okay.
Only butt stuff. Maybe a finger or two, but that's it.
Okay, I mean, we're making fun of it, but I could have sworn I've read somewhere, or I've heard that pretty much when the male duck mates with the female duck, it's a grape, because the male duck has to force himself onto the female duck.
Oh,
that's what I could be wrong. Hold on, I'll look it up, because we can do that. How do ducks mate? Let's see. Male ducks possess a corkscrew-shaped penis, unlike most bird species, which allows for internal fertilization. Female ducks have a complex reproductive system with a twisted vaginal canal to ensure control over who fertilizes their eggs. Ducks' reproductive systems have evolved to provide female ducks with protection from forced copulation by aggressive males. Ducks typically form bonded pairs for mating during the breeding season, which occurs between December and March in North America. Duck mating can happen quickly, often in less than a second, due to the male duck's penis not being able to stay erect for long.
Huh.
So, oh, and there's a picture of the duck penis.
Oh.
Hmm.
I don't know if you want to send that or I'll
I
look
mean,
that
are
up
you
myself.
interested? I can send you the thing I was looking over.
I mean, I'm curious what a corkscrew penis looks like, to be honest, but
Okay, I'll send you. I'll send you the link that I'm looking
okay.
at for it.
Yeah, that probably work
I'm
a
not
little
sure if I
better.
can show it on the video. I think we'd get
Oh, probably not.
blocked.
No, definitely not. But it is very interesting that that's a thing.
We should probably the movie. Right, we need to talk about the movie.
Yeah, the
That right.
movie.
Now that we wasted 5 minutes talking about duck
Duck
reproduction.
dicks.
Yeah. The main scientist guy disappears, but he comes back, and then they escape on a truck to get out of the facility. But then he's just like, I am changing my insides. And they're like, oh, well, you can poop later. And then he gets possessed by an evil demon guy. And they eat, like, dinner together at a diner.
It's at like a Japanese. Oh God, what was the name? It was like Ninja something.
I didn't.
Where it was like,
I didn't see the name.
I don't remember, but it was like some it was like some Italian Japanese type of restaurant, like diner, where the workers wore those, Japanese headbands, and it was a very odd choice for a diner idea, honestly. It was just very weird. But obviously the principal gets possessed by the demon, and he's no longer the pedo scientist principal man he's actually
He's just a demon, which is a little less bad.
A little less.
A little less bad than being a horrible pedophile.
Just by, it's like a sliver.
Like, he just wants to destroy the world and bring his kind down to destroy us all. But then the other version's a pedophile, so,
Yeah, the other one had...
I mean, who's the... See, the evil demon is not a pedophile, though, so really, is he that bad?
Yeah, that's a good... you got a point there. Honestly, asked and answered, so... Yeah.
Yeah, but at that point, we're like about over an hour, and we get this really weird scene where they all have dinner together, despite him being, like, the bad guy. And they have, like, the key card that can activate the laser again. Yeah. And then it gets really weird because then they just get into a fight with like these trucker guys.
Well, like the
Howard the
bikers,
Duck
and
for like
then
no
it turns
reason.
into a fight with like the entire diner. Then
as they try to kill fucking Howard the Duck.
Basically, Howard versus the world at that point, where they're all going, "Oh, you duck, get the fuck out of here!
Get the duck out of here, you ducking fuck!
You ducking duck! You damn duck!
You damn dirty duck!
We're gonna cut your corks.
We're gonna get that duck. What's the fuck that shit that you get from the duck foie gras? Do you think Howard the Duck would taste good if you cooked him?
I don't know.
Because he's like a humanoid duck. So is that is that kind of cannibalism, or do you think it's like fine?
I think it's fine because he's a duck. So
okay, here's a different. He's civilized. He's like a civilized being. Would you consider that like cannibalism because you're eating a civilized being like Howard the Duck?
Okay, maybe at that point I would say possibly, because he is like living within, I'm gonna say the meme word, society.
Oh my god, you said the word.
I know. I said it.
Yeah, but keep going.
Yeah, but basically, after, they like tie him up and he's about to, be turned into duck soup, pedo demon Dr. Principal Man uses his demon powers to quote unquote wipe out the entire diner and
just throws them all around.
Yeah. And
Because no
then
one can die in this movie. This is like what,
no, no one
PG-13?
can die. You can either you can only be possessed.
You can be possessed, you can throw it around a lot, but you can't die. And pretty much, demon guy gets the thing, kidnaps the girl, steals the truck,
Mm-hmm.
and then Howard Duck has to hide for when the police comes, so that way the doctor guy we completely neglected can help Howard Duck escape on a fucking little plane.
Oh yeah, when they escaped on that plane where they had to rev up everything, and they were like, "All right, Howard, let's go."
And then he just flies around and scares off the hunters, and he says, Tor, Tor, Tor. I was like, whoa there. What the
Whoa.
fuck? I mean, I don't know what the director's thinking. Is like, yeah, I'm going to have the Japanese signal to bomb Pearl Harbor in the movie. Sure, why not? Do you think World War II, like a Duck World War II, happened in Duck World? And that's why he's aware of Tora, Tora, Tora?
Maybe.
Okay,
It
the more we
almost
talk
seems
about that,
like
the more I want to
the
make a movie about Duck World.
I know. Because honestly, you could say some of the opening in Duck World did seem very similar to how everything is here. It's just like a little different because obviously ducks
Do you
and
think that means
people are
there's like a
different.
Duck
But
Hitler at one point?
Duck Hitler, Duck Stalin,
You have Duck
Duck
Hitler, like
Kanye.
only like white ducks, and any other like what's the different kind of ducks there are?
Um, I kind of forgot there's actually like breeds of ducks.
Yeah, so there's like the domestic duck, which is like the white one. So yeah, like Hitler's like a domestic duck, and he's got like a hate thing for like mallards. Like there's like a
Wow,
duck
yeah, there is
holocaust.
a. Oh God,
There's a duck holocaust. Oh my, oh what are we doing? Oh my god.
we're getting way too deep into this.
We're getting into the duck world lore. Man, we gotta reel this back. We're still.
Let's go a little. Let's tone it down a notch.
I'm getting way too invested in Duck World. Like we're getting to like borderline like worrisome. We're getting to like borderline. We need to talk about Kevin levels here. On my investment in Duck World.
But more of in the sense that we want to recreate Duck World. That's it.
Yeah, we gotta rebuild Duck World in our image. But yeah, so
Yep.
they escape to the facility.
Yeah,
again.
they escape to the facility because the demon guy kidnaps Marty McFly's mom.
So that she can possess
then,
her with a demon.
Yes. So he can get a demon inside of her.
But
and
only
then,
through the butt. Only butt stuff.
Only butt stuff. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, but it was even more funny when, Andy Dufresne is, well, Howard sees him. He's like, let's get you out of there. And then he's like, all right, I just open the door and I'm out this way. Okay.
And then he just.
And then Howard's like, God damn it. I did all of this and you're just gonna do that to me? What kind of friend are you, man?
Howard, you treated him like shit for like most of this fucking movie.
But you gotta redeem him somehow.
Mm-hmm. They break into the weapons hole and they get like the super weapon. Because why have Howard try to figure things out on his own using his intellect? Did we just get this random laser out from the closet?
He basically gets the BFG from Doom.
And then he started blasting. Pow,
yeah,
pow.
He started blasting with that piece in his hands.
Pow, pow.
Pow, 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 pow.
Yeah, and then so I think it's funny because it's on like a cart and he starts driving around it while like the girl and the doctor are just constantly getting vaporized by the demon. They're like, they're getting slowly Thanos'd away. But Howard Duck eventually does, in fact, blast them, pow pow, to death.
Pow, pow.
After shutting down the laser, he's like, Howard, what about going home? I guess I gotta say goodbye to Duck World. Hello to Earth.
And then he's like, yeah, hello to Earth. You don't turn your back on family. And then Dom Toretto appeared out, and he was like,
Dom drives in with his car and collides into the demon to kill him. And he's like...
The actual demon, not the,
not the pedophile,
principal.
Unfortunately. No, see, Howard the Duck takes out the demon, but then Dom kills the pedophile guy.
Yeah, and then
so
Dom,
it's a good ending all around.
By just beating the shit out of him
with his car.
Yep. he just, he does that. He just did that thing where he's just like, you know, going back and forth with the car, and he's like,
No, he's
trying to
doing
flatten
like
him as much like
donuts
a
as he like
pancake.
spins around.
No, and then the pedophile tried to shoot at him, but then he caught the bullets in his
And
teeth,
then he shot
and
him
then he
out.
shot the bullets back at him, and he's like, "Give me a Corona, duck.
But yeah,
Save the world again."
and naturally, as we must end all movies now, we have to have a big musical act where Howard the Duck gets pulled on stage and he dances along with them.
Yep,
Because we forgot to talk
because
about how
Marty
he took over
McFly's
the
mom's
band.
like, "Yeah, he's the manager now."
He does butt stuff with all the band members.
All because they're all ladies,
Yep.
and straight is great.
Yeah, straight is great. Remember, dying is gay.
Going back to Duck World is uncool.
Remember, kids, don't do drugs.
Do butt stuff.
Do butt stuff.
Oh God, where is this going?
It's not gay. I'm checking in case he has a good prostate with my penis. So it's fine.
What, you tell me use my finger?
Ew,
I
gross.
go
I use that to touch
ways.
things. Ew, gross. I
Yeah.
put food on my fingers. I have to use my fingers. My fingers are connected to my hand. I use my fingers to grab food to eat. That's disgusting.
What kind of sickos are you?
You are the weird ones, not me. This is so fucking ridiculous. Anyway, that's Howard the Duck. You got anything?
And the song is called Howard the Duck also. It's like Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck, and Howard's like bam, 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 vibing to the beat.
Yeah, I saw this in 4K. How did you watch it?
Amazon Prime.
Did you watch it with your dad?
No, I watched it by myself.
Oh, damn.
It was like at like 12:30 in the morning, I think. So I was just like, yeah.
Might as well. You got anything else left to say about Howard the Duck?
Other than it's not like the worst movie in the world, like some people would make it out to be. It's got its moments, I would say. Yeah. I mean, duck human sex, that was
they didn't have
something.
Sex. They had butt stuff. We've established this.
Right. Oh, butt stuff is different from sex. Okay.
Right. I don't know. I can't, cause like I see like the cover of Howard the Duck, and I feel like, oh, yep. I know this is gonna be a blast, and I don't feel like it lived up to what I was hoping it would be. Like, it's not the worst, and like you said, it does have its moments, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I was kind of hoping, because I do think the whole how does Howard get back home kind of wears itself thin really quick, and then out of nowhere they suddenly introduce a bigger conflict of, oh, now there's a big bad that's going to destroy the world. It's like, what the fuck, where did this come from? And that one also isn't developed enough. Like, they either needed to like cut it entirely, or like make that like the main focus. Like, oh, Howard the Duck got brought in, and then also this evil demon thing as well.
Yeah, it could have done without maybe the evil demon subplot.
Like, just make the film shorter, because I feel like they had like, there's like, do we want to do the a duck wants to find his way home, or do you want to do the evil bad guy gets brought in? And they're like, let's do both, but they don't cohesively mix at all. It's like oil and water. It's like two separate plots that only kind of happen because they're like, how we're gonna have this demon thing? They use the laser thing again before Howard the Duck come in, which is really dumb. Why couldn't you have it like they were powering up when he was trying to get in, and then something goes wrong?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why it had to be like once he showed up?
Yeah, and it seemed like by the way they described it, they did it like right after Howard got catapulted in, because they were like, "Oh shit, let's try this again." It seemed like it didn't work, you know. If you fail, you try again, and then, oh no, we made it worse.
Oh god, oh god.
Oh god.
We should have twisted some knobs and at least try to adjust it instead of just keeping it the same.
Or if it got too much, we should have just hit the off button.
Oh dear god, we forgot.
Oh no.
We've said the morbin scale too high. We're morbing too much. There's too much morb.
And then Michael Keaton as Vulture came out, and he's like, you know, I don't know why I'm here, but I think it's because of Spider-Man. You and I should team up.
Says that Howard the Duck.
Yep, to Howard the Duck. He's like, you know, I'm trying to build a league of super people.
I'm trying to build a league of furries, and I think you'll fit just right in.
And then now let's take that mask off. Wait,
What
what?
do you think there's
This
like
this isn't a fursuit?
do you think there's like furry versions in Duck World? Because they're already ducks.
Oh,
Do you think there's
yeah.
like a like an alternative like furry type like thing already?
Yeah, I don't know. That would be interesting.
Like
But like if they're furries, what would they be?
would they just be like regular animals? Because we don't see any other animals in Duck World other than
There's
the
no other
ducks.
animals. It's just ducks.
Maybe they're like bugs. Maybe they're like bug that the furries in the universe are bugs. They're like insectoids. The
Hmm.
insectoid community. Or maybe it's like fish. Maybe they're scalies.
Ooh.
Because think about it, they
Yeah,
probably
like they
since
dress up
they're
as like
ducks,
fish
I
and
bet there is
reptiles, kind
actually
of.
water. So I bet there's like
Mm-hmm.
fish. So they're probably like a bunch of scalies.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
Maybe this is all answered in like the comics. Maybe I actually have to start reading Marvel comics now to get all my Duck World answers from Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
I'll say this: if like MCU ever made a Howard the Duck movie, I would go to the theaters to watch it. But
Yes.
only a movie. If they're making a TV show, I'm not gonna
Only.
watch it.
Oh. I mean, he does show up in like a few cameo scenes in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
I just want
I think
like
it's like at the end credits of the first one, and I can't remember which other one it was. I think it was somewhere in the second. He's like at some bar or something.
I want to note that like I've said in my review of this on Letterboxd, but you don't have
Yep.
to change much to Howard the Duck to make it like a modern movie. All you have to do
No.
is do some computer clean it up with computers and add their dumb computer effects. Make the villain a recognizable character, and that's like really it.
Mm-hmm.
And then boom, you can make a Howard the Duck MCU movie. You're welcome,
Yay.
Disney. I just made a Howard the Duck movie for you.
And it's gonna make a shitload of money.
Yep, because of all the Marvel babies. Just have fucking, I don't know, like Thor or whoever. Whoever's still, like, have Mark Ruffalo again, because he still has his contract with the MCU, right? Just have him show up and they go,
I don't
oh
know,
my god,
maybe.
there's the Hulk, guys! Oh my god!
Oh my
Slap it in the
god.
trailer, baby. Let's go. Anyway, I think that's all I got left to say about Howard the Duck. How about you?
Yeah, I think so. We talked about this one a lot.
Let me check the time. About 50 minutes. Even though half of it was talking about Duck World.
Duck World and then Duck Dicks.
Yeah, Duck Dicks, Duck World.
Nothing wrong with that though.
That is true. Uh, I guess if we're done with that, it's time to talk about my movie I recommended.
Yeah, let's go to your movie.
So I had the modern pick, and it was Pride Month, and it's also the month I was born in. It's my birthday month. And so I felt
Nice.
like I had to recommend a David DeCoteau film, and we had to watch one of his skin flicks. So I did
Inflict.
1313 Giant Killer Bees because it's technically the second one in the 1313 franchise, but I've already seen the first one, so I wanted to do something different. And also, you already had this on your watch list.
Yep.
So this seemed like a perfect time.
It looked hilarious, but holy shit, it was beyond boring for a while.
Okay, for let me give a basic synopsis before we
Okay.
delve more. Okay, so
Okay.
basically in 1313 Giant Killer Bees, basically the world's gone to shit, and we learn is because of this science experiment where a guy where they're doing research on honeybees to allow them to repopulate and stuff. But the guy tampers with it with a new chemical thing that the head scientist wants. But this results in them becoming giant killer bees, and yeah, that's the plot. And there's also a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of half naked guys in their underwear a lot.
Yep. And they are filling themselves up.
So Cole, what'd you think of 1313 Giant Killer Bees?
Well, yeah, just like I said before, yeah, no pun intended, it was beyond boring.
Fair.
There was, I mean, honestly, I had probably more fun with it, mostly because I know how David DeCoteau works, but this is the first, 1313 film I've seen. And for a while, I'm like, why do we need so much extended scenes of just guys feeling themselves up?
Hold on, to be fair, the first extended scene was the guy walking around with like the epic badass action movie music playing.
Yep.
And that was a blast. And I watched this with Luca, who we've had on previously in
Yep.
a discussion, and she hated it. And who
I
did you
figured.
watch it with?
My brother.
Yeah, he was yeah, that
We
had to
were
be a little weird.
I was trying to get both of my siblings to watch it with me because we were all curious about the movie. But my sister was like, I've seen clips and it's basically softcore porn.
And you're like,
And
no, it
then we're
isn't. Come
and then we're
on.
like, bullshit, you're lying.
You're like,
And then we
there's
get
no
into that.
way Ninja I would actually just recommend porn to me.
Yep.
And
Yeah, and then we figured it out once we saw the first of overextended scenes of guys in their tidy whities caressing themselves in the bed. Just like, and not even doing anything like too sexual. He's just feeling himself up, not even like getting down there. He's like touching his pecs and he's like, or not even making any sound with just barely any music playing. And I even wrote notes down for what he said, or like basically, yeah, it's notes for how long some of these scenes went. So there was the 8-minute in bed caressing scene in Tidy Whitey's, a 6-minute shower scene, a 9-minute shower scene, and then 10.5 minutes of just walking with music, nothing else.
I mean, hey, you know how scenes where sometimes you watch a scene and it feels like it's gone on for like forever and it's only been 2 minutes?
Yep.
Well, this film, it's like 10 minutes, so you gotta give him some credit.
David DeCoteau was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do that, but like amp it up to 11.
Okay, wait, I just looked it up. So there's the girl character who is like completely unimportant. Her name's Anna in it. She was apparently in the Smosh movie as a character called Anna.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, just thought I'd point that out.
Funny to also mention anything about Smosh after hearing that they rebought it back.
They got the band back together.
I know. I mean, if this was like 11 or 12-year-old me, I would have been way more excited.
I'm actually looking at the cast, and a good number of these people actually come back for more 1313 films.
Nice.
So, if we watch more of these, we can go like, oh, yeah, that's him from 1313 Giant Killer Bees.
Giant Killer Bees. And do you think some of them maybe did porn as well at some point?
Maybe.
Because I feel like they did.
It's possible. Also, fun fact, in the first 1313 movie, 1313 Nightmare Mansion, our boy Fabio's in that one.
Judd. But
should we even try to talk about the plot stuff, or do we want to just talk about all the naked scenes for like 30 minutes?
I mean, we could try to explain the plot, I guess. I mean, the whole plot's basically this main scientist guy like, hey, I accidentally fucked up the world with this biological disaster trying to, repopulate the bees, but they turned people into zombies, so...
But it made them giant killer bees, which then when they attack people turns them into zombies. It's funny because he gives his main assistant like this serum in secret, and when he gives it to the bees, and so when secretly, so when the other scientist gives the regular dosage they want, because they have this deadline, first it kills the bees, but then later they come back to life, become super big, and then later when the assistant confronts the main guy over the phone, he's just like, I don't know what went wrong. I just used materials from a fucking meteorite that fell from space. I don't understand how this could have gone wrong.
And then we're just like, that's the problem. There it is, right there.
You're so
that's
fucking
your problem.
Stupid.
You idiot.
But I don't know. For most part, it's usually just two characters. It's like the main guy. I think the Paul. Like I don't know their names.
Yeah, Paul. I know someone was named Paul.
I think it was the main guy.
The main guy was Redwood.
Was redwood?
Like redwood trees.
Okay, there it is. I see his picture now. I'm trying to find the other main scientist guy that he converses with a lot.
Mm.
Maybe he's Paul. No, that's not him. That's a white guy. Is it him? No, that's not him. He's also a white guy. The character we're talking about is a black guy. Is it him? I bet it's him. It's not him either. I'm running out of people. Okay, that's Redwood. We already know that's not him. Is it this guy? No. Okay, so it has to be this guy. Nuh-uh. Okay, we're down to one last guy listed on Letterboxd. If it's not
One
him,
last guy.
okay, it doesn't have a picture, but I'm just gonna assume it's this one, Lewis. So they're like the main two scientist guy, and everyone else is just kind of cannon fodder to be like naked.
Yep.
Although the Redwood and Lewis do get naked. There's a funny scene that I do kind of want to point out is basically because Redwood and like the girl Anna seem they might have a thing, and there's a part where they like it seems they're sleeping together in bed, and then Lewis walks in, and you think he's a zombie because he sees his underwear. He walks over, but he just goes room
But it's
for
just
one
a
more.
dream.
He goes room for one more. He's like, oh, thank God.
Thank God.
Oh, I was gonna have butt stuff with them. That would have been gay.
That would have been weird.
And really, that's the whole thing: is everyone gets attacked by bees one by one, or by the zombies.
Yep.
And get infected, and and then the world just gets fucked over by the bees because it turns out the bees that became the zombies, they were female, and that will allow them. And when they manage to escape
To populate everything.
yeah, to populate everything, and then all the bees will grow, and everything will go wrong. Now that we've got the boring parts out of the way, let's talk about the stuff that people really care about. The shower scenes, all the naked scenes.
All of the 95% naked scenes.
There are 3 scenes where we get those scenes. So we'll start with the first one, which is the lie down scene, which is the first real instance we get like bee vision.
Oh,
Incredibly slow bee vision because they move so slow and no one sees it for some reason.
yeah, and it almost seemed like they were just kind of camping out right behind the window, just almost watching themselves.
We should
And
also note this is the same mansion as in my favorite bad movie, My Stepbrother's a Vampire.
Yes.
So I got
With
that
our
nostalgia bomb. Judd.
But yeah.
Yeah, but he lies down is on top of the bed, and something that was really humorous was pretty much his socks kept coming on and off multiple times, and they're like these black socks, and it was really weird because it would be like, oh, he's not wearing socks. He is wearing socks. I noticed a dot on his upper thigh, and Luca called me weird for noticing that. But in my defense, that was like 10 minutes long.
Yeah. Was there a reason for why that was long? It was, to me, it just feel like they wanted to pad the runtime.
He was lying down taking a nap. That's the in-story reason.
Thinking, was someone behind the camera just like
David DeCoteau,
like, either walked off the set for like 10 minutes or just, started touching themselves?
No. David DeCoteau wanted this. This is what he was going for. I'm sure if you listen to the commentary track, which is on both our DVDs, because fun fact, I sent Cole the DVD of this movie.
I did. You did.
It's on his collection forever now.
Mm-hmm. I will cherish it.
Yep. Like all the other ones. But we got that scene. That's the main thing. Also, for some reason, I noted that I think the pillows didn't match with the blankets at all. It's like a brown bedspread.
Improper bedding.
Yeah, brown bedspread, but it's like these really like
gross.
Olive, like these like green pillows, and I don't think it meshed well at all.
Yeah, I didn't even really pay attention to that, but now I'm trying to get a picture of it, and I think I can agree with that though, because I don't know. You want like bedding to be kind of the same color all around.
Okay,
and not like too out there.
Okay, so when I went in knowing how this was to some extent how this movie was gonna go, because I saw 1313 Nightmare Mansion before, but this is kind of like your first experience. So I want to hear like what was your 2 reactions during this like 10-minute long lay down scene.
Most of it was just like, oh my god, this is still going on. What the fuck? and then a lot of screaming, not in like anger, but it was more like screaming where it was just going, ah, this is also hilarious at the same time, even though it is like a what the fuck scene.
Because it just keeps going, going,
It
and going.
keeps going and going and going and going and
But then
going
eventually
and
the bee
going.
attacks.
Yep, the bee does attack finally.
Because unfortunately, this
It
isn't normal. This is a horny bee.
it's a horny female bee.
Maybe that's why it attacks them. There's a bunch of hunky boys.
Yeah, it saw all these hunky buff boys in their tighty whities, and they're like,
She's like, I gotta get a
mm.
piece of that. So next we go to our second scene. This is where we get really risque. And we get our first shower scene, which in my opinion is the best one out of the three. That if there are these moments that we get. Because once again,
Yeah,
he just goes inside to get a shower. I just think it's so fun. They don't show his penis, which is like, boo, come on.
yeah, it's like the shot goes as low as to like right like just a little below where the waist ends and like where the pelvis begins is basically how it goes.
What I always found really funny is he's going to shower because he's sweaty, but he doesn't use like any soap or like
Yeah,
shampoo to
there's
clean his hair.
no
There's
soap.
nothing.
It's just dampening the entire time. And then he does all this weird rubbing around again and caressing around his head and all that and body. And I'm like, have I been showering wrong this whole time?
Uh,
And to that rebuttal, I say, yes.
I want to note in this scene particular, I think I cracked. I became the Joker. I became damaged because there's a scene where because these are two guys who are playing soccer earlier, and one of them gets attacked by a bee while the other guy's in the shower. When that guy just
Yep.
walks in his underwear, he just stands there. I just started laughing
Oh, yeah.
like uncontrollably. Like every time it cut, I just couldn't stop myself from laughing.
No,
then,
that was a pretty good one.
And then he goes, "Oh, you're finally here. How about washing my back?" And he just did an awkward little hand thing. He's like, "Oh, so cold." And then eventually he gets attacked and gets beaten and killed. Or turned to
And
a
then
zombie. He doesn't get
zombified
killed.
again. Yeah, no one quote unquote dies.
No one's ever really gone.
They just turn into zombies
They just turn into scantily clad zombies.
in tidy whities.
Yep. And now we move on to our. What was your reaction to that scene, that shower scene?
Honestly, I think I'm just gonna save you the damage because it was like the same thing. A lot of screaming and a lot of just saying what the fuck. It was just most of it for everything. And we were just like, what is going on? Why is this so damn long?
What is going on?
Father, when can I leave to be on my own?
And now we get to the final shower scene, which unfortunately is the weakest one in my opinion, where Redwood takes a shower in a normal bathroom for some reason. Because I guess they have them.
Yep.
And the only thing of entertainment I could derive was trying to figure out if he was actually using soap or not. Because I kept thinking I saw it, but I couldn't tell. But luckily, since all these shower scenes are like 10 minutes long, I was like, yes, there it is. There's the soap. It's just really small, but he's using it.
It's a small amount of soap, but it's still soap.
It's like a small, like, you know how I have a bar of soap, but you use it so much, you only have like that little like square left? It was like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't really go like, oh, this was funny, because it really was just me going, oh, hey, he's using soap, and that was it. At this point, did you just resign yourself to your fate because you knew that what you were getting into at that point?
I kind of knew what I was getting into after, you recommended the movie because I was just like, yeah, this almost seems about right.
But Lancer was pure until
Yes.
you ruined him.
Yep. I broke him.
Now Lancer is the Joker. He has later that
He's
day he left and
damaged.
came home with damage across his forehead.
I mean, technically, we did watch this at home, so
Oh, where'd you watch it?
in our living room.
Oh, where everyone can see you? Did your dad walk in during one of the shower scenes?
No, everyone else was at work, so
Oh man.
it was our off days. So we were like, yeah, we're gonna just watch 1313 Giant Killer Bees with our dogs in the room.
And well, after that, pretty much they're like, we gotta kill these bees before they escape, but they fail, and everyone dies. And then the scientist guy who gives the thing at the beginning, going like, "Let me tear the world," gets destroyed. He's like, "It happens with the two bees will hold hands, and then they'll fart, and then the world will explode," and then that's how the movie ends.
Richard.
Richard. I think there's one other thing I wanted that I think is really funny because they have all these like just to know before I continue, they do have one last really long walk scene at the end of the movie with Redwood.
Yes.
He walks to the beach. He walks away from the beach. He walks up the stairs. He walks around. He walks down the stairs,
Mm-hmm.
but they're on the other side, so it's different now.
Yeah, at that time, I was also just like mimicking the walking almost. So I was like, I'd be like walking around the living room and the kitchen and just being like, see, I'm Redwood right now. Just.
Like that, you were doing that exact song as you're walking around.
No, not that exact song, but I'm just trying to make noise. I don't know. I was just trying to make noise and be like, "Yep, that's what we were doing. That's what I was doing. We were just walking around. I was just walking around like a weirdo because it was going on way too long as he was, walking around. What was that, like Puerto Rico they shot the movie in?
Yeah, I believe it's Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Just one more funny thing I think I want to note is basically they have at the start when they go to when he goes to the lab, it looks like this like big like facility, and then when he goes inside, it's like, oh, it's a mansion. That's clearly just a regular mansion.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a house, and I
Yeah,
thought
that's
that's kind of
somebody's
funny.
house.
That's the David DeCoteau mansion. Anything you have to add, or anything you want to take from Lancer's notes? You want to add?
I mean, it was really just the notes he wrote down was, yeah, just how long every scene was. That was, not plot necessarily. Hmm.
I can't bring myself really to hate this movie though. Like in
I
theory,
can't
it's
either.
pretty boring, but it's like
It
so like
is.
it's like a that's my boy situation because it's really
But
awful,
it's
but it's like in such a
David
unique
DeCoteau.
way that I can't like be mad at it really. And I do think this one is better than the first one, which is something I do have to give like a level of props to, which kind of
Hmm.
does boost up my score a bit. I enjoyed this more than the first one.
How many 1313s are there,
I think there's
actually?
actually 13. Let me check. I'll tell you all. There's 14. So there's 1313 Nightmare Mansions, the first one. Then there's 1313 Giant Killer Bees, which we just watched. Then we have 1313 Haunted Frat. Then we got 1313 Actor slash Model. Then 1313 Boy Crazies. 1313 Wicked Stepbrother. Then 1313 Cougar Cult. 1313 Bigfoot Island. We got 1313 UFO Invasion. 1313 Bermuda Triangle. Then we got 1313 Billy the Kid. 1313 Hercules Unbound. 1313 Night of the Widow. And then the final one is 1313 Franken Queen.
Holy crap.
And the thing is, these aren't the only David DeCoteau skin flicks of this caliber. There's like a ton more that he's
There's
made.
more?
There's more. These are
Yes.
just the ones that are under the umbrella of 1313.
I love it.
Yeah, I can't wait to get all of them on DVD and show it off to a film club so they can go, what's wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you in Jedi? I mean, I probably have like the biggest David DeCoteau collection of films, honestly. So it's like, I don't think it's that
Yeah,
bad.
probably.
Like I have like a small stack of David DeCoteau films I actually need to put in like my little like collection of them actually. But yeah, anything else you have to add? Anything left that
Not
needs to
really
be
anything
said?
else, really. I think we got it all covered
I
for
guess
the
the
movie that's just like about 2/5 filler.
I guess it should be noted it's really weird they have the female on the cover, but she has like next to no relevance to the plot
She
at
has
all.
like, I don't know, 2 minutes of screen time.
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe the guy who made the poster must have been like racist or something because clearly Lewis had way more presence in the movie than the girl, and yet he's not on the cover, and he's the only black guy in the
Justice for
movie.
Lewis. Justice for Lewis.
Justice for
That's what
Lewis.
I'm saying.
I know. I guess if that's all we have to say about it, we can move on to which film we think is best. But I'm not going to say that you are because you're technically the host of the episode.
I am. Yeah, so we're done with the movie discussion. So, which is the better of the two, would you say?
Well, as much as I would love to say 1313 Giant Killer Bees because it's a David DeCoteau film and I love that man and his work, I have to give it
Mm-hmm.
to Howard the Duck overall because, damn, duck butt stuff.
Duck
Why
butt.
not?
Yes. Duck butt stuff.
I mean,
Superiority.
honestly, I can't get over the Howard the Duck really. And, I mean, and just the speculation of what can really be in Duck World, honestly. And that
Mm-hmm.
you can't forget about the duck titties.
Duck titties.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm giving it to Howard the Duck.
I was also going to give it to Howard the Duck.
All right, so that's another point for retro movies, and I think it's been really running away
Another
with it.
point for me.
And another point for you.
Yippee.
Yippers.
Yee. Question time. Now yes, on to questions. So if you want to leave any future episodes, just leave them either in the comments or to us, basically.
Yep. Discord, if you know where to find us, all that fun stuff. We'll start with our first question from Mattias. If you had a Spider-Verse Persona / OC, what would it be? Let's see. I would have a David DeCoteau Spider-Man, which is just the mask and then just naked in his tidy whities. No, his Spider-Man, his Spider-Man underwear. That's what we have. Or how about like Spider Duck? We have Howard the Duck, but he's Spider-Man.
Ooh.
No, he's like the Daffy Duck equivalent to like the Porky Pig one.
Yeah, the Spider Ham.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like that.
How about the Cole?
I mean, first one I was gonna say was a Nick Cage, but then I was like, oh wait, there is in Spider-Verse. So
No, just straight up just Nick Cage. He's not even
just
Spider-Man, he's just there.
He's just there. But I mean, if you're gonna talk about Spider-Man personas, you gotta have a Ryan Gosling. Because you need a Spider-Man that's literally you.
You need a scene where Miles Morales is walking by Ryan Gosling Spider-Man. And he's like, wow, he's like literally me.
Me.
The Joker, Spider Joker.
Spider Joker. Spider Morbius.
Yeah, Spider Morbius. Spider Joker has like the smile on his mask. Spider Morbius just, I know, he still says Morbin time. But he does it while swinging on his webs.
Mm-hmm.
What other Spider-Verse like Spider-Mans would we want?
Let's see.
What if there's like a Spider Hitler?
Why do we what about Spider Smoochie?
Oh, Spider Smoochie. Like it's just Edward Norton wearing like the Smoochie outfit with like a Spider-Man, like an awkward Spider-Man like costume like over that.
So you're saying he wears a spider costume over the rhino suit too?
Like it's awkwardly like put over like the costume and it looks really bad. But you still have like the regular costume. You can clearly tell it's Edward Norton the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that's what it looks like, but no one realizes it's actually him. They're like, who was that masked crusader? I can imagine it's like, who is Spider Smoochie? And now back to the Smoochie show.
Smoochie.
That would imply that Rainbow Randolph is like a villain. Like Rainbow Randolph is like the Doc Ock or like the Green Goblin of the universe. I think that was an effective answering of the question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next up we have Jules. Simple question: what's the best ice cream flavor?
Ooh.
Well, let's do two. We can do a simple one, and we can do one of the more complicated ones because there's some where they're like this and that, and this that.
I mean, for me, simply, I would say cookie dough.
Cookie dough's good. I prefer mint chocolate chip, and if you're a kind of guy that goes, it tastes like toothpaste, you are wrong and you are dumb.
My brother and I we had a debate about that. Not in like that one of us thinks that one, the other doesn't. We were both upset that people say that bullshit where it's like, it tastes like toothpaste. No, it doesn't. Shut the fuck up.
The only reason why you say that is because you don't fucking, you must have either the best toothpaste in the world or you're eating you haven't eating the shittiest mint ice cream.
Or are you just like eating your own toothpaste like a weirdo?
Or maybe it's that scenario, like you know how there's apparently like if you have a specific gene, cilantro will taste like soap to you. Maybe it's like that.
Ooh. So cilantro tastes like soap, mint tastes like
It tastes like toothpaste.
toothpaste,
Or alternatively,
and
toothpaste
then
tastes like mint ice cream. Maybe it's the other way around.
yeah, something like that. That would be interesting.
Yeah, maybe we've already like cracked the code.
Maybe we did.
Well, what's another flavor? Like, what's your favorite Ben and Jerry's flavor of ice cream?
Oh, I don't remember the last. Oh man, I'm trying to think of all the Ben and Jerry's flavors right now. I can't even.
I
Hmm.
think I eat the American Dream one a lot, but recently I've been eating like this like caramel like pretzel one that's like
Ooh,
really really good recently. That I think might top it because that one's like really fucking good.
that sounds
Oh right,
really
no,
good.
there was one that was like so good, but it was like a limited time. They don't do it anymore. It pisses me off. It was the malted milkshake Ben and Jerry's one. That
Ooh,
was so fucking good, but they don't sell it anymore. That pisses me off. Ben and
I'm gonna
Jerry's
look
is
up Ben and Jerry's flavors, see what else there
Ben
is.
and Jerry's a really weird company because they're like very big activists, but it's like sometimes it doesn't work. Because I remember they're like because Australia had that like gay thing, that like anti-gay marriage thing. So Ben and Jerry's like, we're not gonna serve this type of ice cream in Australia until they lift it. And then people will be like, what if someone who's gay really likes that flavor and you just like got rid of it for them?
There are way too many.
There's a
Holy
lot of them.
shit. Yeah, that's the thing though. It's like you can't really I can't really decide because there's so many good ones.
Like I don't
But
eat
I mean,
every
I'll
Ben and
always
Jerry
go.
flavor, but I know which
Mhm.
ones I go for.
There's like the black cherry one that's always good. There's like a black cherry one, I think.
I don't like black cherry ice cream.
You're racist.
No, it's because it just tastes like toothpaste. I'm sorry.
Oh, it tastes like toothpaste.
It tastes
Okay.
like toothpaste. I'm sorry. I can't enjoy it.
Your taste buds, everything tastes like toothpaste.
Everything tastes like toothpaste except for mint ice cream.
Except for mint, which actually tastes like mint.
Yeah.
I
It's
love
it's
it.
it's a curse, but you know what? Hey, at least mint ice cream tastes really good.
Yeah,
Mint chocolate chip.
finally. About time.
All right, next question is from Robert. If you could adapt anything into a movie, be it a book, a comic, a game, what would it be? Like if we can adapt anything into like a movie.
Huh.
You know, it would be a really good book, like a book series. They should adapt The Lord of the Rings. That whole adventure seems like something you could really make into a good
Yeah, the
movie.
Lord of the Rings. Hmm.
Yeah, The Lord of the Rings.
Seems like a
Um,
classic
those
already in the making.
Spider-Man comics, those you can probably make into a movie. Oh, Batman too. Both Batman comics
Oh,
probably.
there's a certain comic book character group that a lot of people might not know about. They're kind of like C or D tier. They're called like the Gardens of the Galaxy or something.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can make that a movie. I don't know what you're gonna do with some Gardens of Galaxy or whatever it was called.
Yeah, yeah, the Gardens of the Galaxy.
Okay, but let's be a bit
Make a
more
couple
serious.
volumes.
Okay, let's actually be a bit more serious.
Yeah, that's again, that's another one. It's just like, hmm.
Well, let's do one of each: a book, a comic, and a game. For starters, I would think a Bone movie would be really great. You know, the graphic
Yes,
novel that would be pretty
yes,
cool.
yes,
But
yes.
it'd have
Bone.
to be multiple movies. You can't just make one.
No, yeah, you have to make that like a series and franchise. There's too much material to make that only one movie.
In fact, don't even make it a movie. Just make it like a really long animated series. But give
That
it to
too.
someone
Oh
who's
yeah.
not going to cancel it after like one season.
Don't give it to Netflix then.
Yeah, don't give it to Netflix. Maybe who? Maybe
Maybe
HBO. Maybe
maybe
Hulu, maybe
HBO.
HBO. They're like not as bad as Netflix, but they can't just drop things on a dime. Like
Yeah.
HBO did cancel. What was it like? What was that one really good one? It was like growing something. It's the one by the people who made Regular Show. That one that was like really good. They
Oh,
canceled that.
what is it called? Close Enough, I think is what it's
Yeah,
called.
I think something like that.
I
That was
think I was
really
about to
good.
watch that, and then I saw it got taken off, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding
It
me?"
was really really good. It's a shame you missed out. You could probably find a torrent of it somewhere.
Probably. I mean, regular show is just amazing overall. I mean, that's not really saying much too, but even rewatching through some of regular show again, I'm like, why was I so indifferent on this when I was like 12? Was it? It was probably that age where I'm like, cartoons are too much for me now. I'm too cool for that. But then I watched South Park like a year later. I'm like,
And you're like,
he
damn,
said poop.
haha, they've pooped out their mouth. So
They
funny.
pooped out of their mouth.
You're like funniest shit I've seen in years.
Kid said fuck. Hilarious. The best.
Uh, book wise, what is it? What's the last actual like real book I
I
read?
would love to see. I know there was a movie of this, but I read this book in my college. It was like a dystopian literature class. I want to see a better adaptation of The Circle because I feel like there's a better movie in there than what was made in whatever that was with
That's
Emma
the
Watson
one.
and Tom
Oh,
Hanks.
okay. I was thinking of a different circle movie. The one where they have to vote for someone to die in like a
Oh,
circle.
I'm talking about I'm talking about the tech company one.
Yeah, I remember seeing the trailer for that, and I didn't care for it at the time.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I just know that it's been like scathingly bad.
Interesting. Something to keep in mind, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. What's a game? A good game. Danganronpa. I'm a huge Danganronpa slut. I would love to see a movie get made for it. Because they got an anime. They got like two anime series. I would love to see them make their own like movie for it.
Okay. One I would love to see, especially for a game, BioShock. I thought I heard there was a rumor of them making it, but maybe not. But if they aren't making it, BioShock movie now.
Oh, you know what? Another really good one. Alan Wake would be a great game to make a movie for.
Alan Wake.
Would you never played Alan Wake?
No.
Cole, go play Alan Wake like right now, and don't come back to this episode of the podcast until you're finished. It's really good. They're making an Alan Wake 2 game right now, so you might as well play Alan Wake 1. It's like really, really good.
Hmm.
I'm like one of the 10 people that actually played Alan Wake. I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Fun little horror game.
Oh, okay.
I guess with that just leaves
I was
me
about to
a
say I'm hoping
book.
it's on PS5. Good.
I don't. It might be. I know it's on like Game Pass and stuff, but you're a
Yeah,
filthy PlayStation fan.
I know.
Some sins can't be forgiven, Cole. Now, what's a book I would want?
I also thought of one more game. Dead Space would seem interesting.
I isn't Dead Space gonna get? No, no,
I
no, no.
don't know.
I might be confusing it with. I know they have some animated stuff, but like
Oh,
an actual
okay.
movie.
But I would definitely like to see a Dead Space movie with the horror atmosphere.
That would be pretty cool. I'm trying to think of book because I haven't read books in like such a long ass time. I don't know. I
There's
can't
this
actually
series
think
called
of
The
a book.
Percy Jackson.
They technically have like two movies, and they're making a TV show for it now.
I know, but they didn't. But I'm not gonna watch the show because they didn't have Moist Critical star as Percy
That
Jackson.
is
So
true.
that was like one of the biggest miscastings of all time.
Maybe they should make.
And they also didn't bring him back for the new Hunger Games movie, which is even more upsetting
Yeah, which it
because
means I
he
can't watch any
catapulted
of
that
them.
franchise. It's a shame.
Real shame. I don't know. Maybe they should make a movie of some like just a random ass book. They should make a movie out based off like a cookbook.
Of a cookbook.
Just take give.
That's
I,
Julie and Julia.
no, like just one of those random cookbooks. Like give them one of them like those like anime cookbooks. Or like one of those like ones
Ooh.
that are like oddly specific like niche thing, and we just throw them at like a crew, and it's like, here, make a movie off of this. Okay, good luck.
And they're
Bye.
like, sure.
Uh, yeah, I guess we'll move on to our next question. Also from Mattias. Favorite stand-up comedians.
Oh, I got a couple
Uh,
that definitely come off the mind right away.
Bo Burnham, he's pretty good.
Yep, that was great.
There's
John Mulaney.
John Mulaney. That's who I was thinking about. I don't really watch a lot of. Norm Macdonald's always fun to watch his stuff. Actually, he's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
I always come back to that stuff. You probably already know the story, but he used to do like the news section for the SNL bits,
Yep.
and he
Oh,
did
yeah,
and he got fired from it because he kept making fun of O.J. Simpson for being the murderer, for murdering his wife, and O.J. Simpson was forever the head of the NBC, so he got pulled from that because he complained.
Yeah, so that was like, but
But
hey.
God, that's the one of the funniest joke. Well, it's
That is pretty
official.
funny.
Murder is legal in California.
I'm trying to think of who else I've watched recent. I mean, there's a Homer comedian we have here in Wisconsin, Charlie Barron's. He has like his own show called the Manitowoc Minute, where he basically teaches you how to do the Midwest style and all that. And my brother and I, we got to see him in 2 shows last year, which was pretty fun.
And you're like, oh my god, he's literally me.
He basically is talking about going to all the supper clubs, drinking old fashions, watching the Packers.
Whenever you say the
And
Packers, I get a little
the
bit of that
Packers,
Wisconsin accent kicks in.
the Packers.
Yeah, the Packers. I
At
don't
least it's
really watch them anymore.
different from like Canadian.
That's true. I'm back when I was like a teenager. I was like super into Daniel Tosh because of his show Tosh.0. Because it was that edgy teenage humor that was like perfect for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I do think that joke still can be kind of funny. Like think about like his internet redemption stuff's actually like really funny. I don't know.
I never really got into Tosh.
I don't know. Maybe if I went back and watched it, it won't be funny. But when I think back to it, I have good memories of it.
Oh yeah, I have like 2 more I just thought of. Frank Caliendo was one. He has some pretty good stuff. And if we have to include a woman, Tig Notaro is very dry but very funny.
And you're wrong. Greatest comedian of all time, Amy Schumer.
Oh,
you're wrong
fuck.
And you're bad. And you should feel
Damn
bad.
It. God damn it. I failed the test.
Nope. Yep, you're sexist because you didn't say Amy Schumer. Now, to make up for it, you have to watch all her movies.
Fuck.
And support any future comedic movie she stars in.
Shit.
It's the only way, Cole. Please, we can't be canceled. We've come so far.
I will only watch Trainwreck for LeBron James. Because he's probably better in that than in Space Jam: A New Legacy.
I think John Cena is in Trainwreck too. I've seen Trainwreck one time with my family, like long time ago on a trip. I think we only laughed one time.
And it was when Bill Hader scored on LeBron James.
No, it was actually when it's when Amy Schumer tries to dunk and she just crashes and she said, "Did I get air?" And then Bill Hader goes, "No, you got no air."
Funny. It's funny.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, I'm just a hater.
Yeah.
Anyway, guess we move on to our last question from Jules. Favorite YouTube videos? Like not content creator, just like videos in general. I see myself actually revisiting the YMS Kimba video a lot.
Yes.
Like sometimes I'll be like, I can't fall asleep, and then I'll like put it on. I'll just watch that for like an hour, and then I'll go to bed.
I put videos on when I'm sleeping. So then I like turn on my YouTube on my TV in my bedroom. And then like most of the time, if I ever have like movie stuff on, every time I see YMS Kimba show up, I'm like, okay, I get it. I do enjoy that video, but wow.
I do revisit
YMS is probably like, this guy really likes my Kimba video. What you were saying?
I was thinking, I do visit once in a while. Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life.
Oh, yes.
That's like a classic.
That is a fucking classic. That was like the perfect encapsulation of like mid 2010s internet culture. Just the weird Shrek fandom memes.
They're amazing. Other favorite YouTube videos? Every single video from Nefarious Reels, naturally, is my favorite. Every single one of them, including this one. Including the ones that suck. Those ones are also my favorite, too.
Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to think, just like, if we're going also the YMS route, I do also love his Old Boy video. You know, Spike Lee's reinterpretation.
Yeah, I know that one.
Of a classic.
If we're covering also Sardonicast, I always find myself coming back to watching the I Hate Everything's, like, not DreamWorks and not Disney collections.
I love the not DreamWorks.
Those are, like, so good.
I love those. And if we're counting the last one, Ralph the Movie Maker, his
Chips.
one on Batman v Superman, talking about how important Turkish Airlines is to the movie was amazing.
For me, it's Chips. I have that opening bit.
Chips is
I've seen
also
it so many
hilarious.
times. I have it memorized. He's like, Ralph, wake
It's
up.
Chips
It's
Day.
Chips Day. Chips! Yes!
Yes!
Dude, what Chips? Dude, what
What
isn't Chip?
isn't Chips? Okay, Chips was this amazing show in the '80s. It had Eric Estrada in it, you know, from Cool Cat.
That Chips is one of the greatest movies ever made that I haven't seen. And then it cuts one movie watching later. I have to say that might be controversial.
But
And then Ralph single-handedly bought every Blu-ray of it and has now successfully funded Chips 2.
yep, Chips 2, and it's gonna also feature Cool Cat.
And even more ass eating.
But you get to see the ass eating off screen
It's gonna be amazing. Looking forward
through
to
a
it.
mirror.
I'm gonna see it 10 times so that way I don't go to hell.
Why 10 times?
Because it's gonna charge me. Because then over $100 will go to the movie. Duh, the doy.
Oh, okay.
If you don't watch a movie 10 times in theaters, it means you hate it.
Oh, okay. So like I've seen Across the Spider-Verse once in theaters and now I hate it.
You hate it because you didn't see it more than you didn't see it 10 times.
Okay. Didn't know that was a rule.
That's the rule. The only exception is if it got never released in theaters, in which then you have to watch it 10 times on DVD.
All right, I might have like a couple more.
All right, lay it down.
One from Wendigoon. He did it was like what, like a year or two ago. He did a disturbing movie iceberg.
Oh yeah, I
so
saw
it was
that.
like an ice. Yeah, so it like goes to basically from like your typical disturbing movies, then to like literal snuff films.
Yeah. Did you see his most recent one? He did a disturbing video games tier.
I literally watched that like an hour ago before you texted me like, "Hey, you good to go?"
Nice.
I was watching that while doing other stuff, and then I was like listening to some of it. I'm like, "Oh, nice. Who made this game?"
Game number 6 will shock you.
Number. And if I can go one more, let's go the Moist Critical route. I mean, obviously his classic when he mentions his great performance in the Hunger Games video is a good one.
I always go back to revisit when he's watching the Ordinary Sausage videos. I think that one's always fun.
He is the man that got me into watching also Ordinary Sausage.
Same. I always also come back to the Mr. Beast, like, I bought an island and my 10 friends are competing for it. I'll come back to that one a lot, too. I just have a lot of fun with that one. Because it's, like, Survivor-esque.
I also go back to Critical watching Killer Bean.
Oh, that one's a fun one, too.
That one's great. And then when it's the Adam and Pals, too, of Killer Bean and...
I enjoyed the Charlie's video of Killer Bean so much, I actually got the Blu-ray for Killer Bean.
Oh my god. Wait, there's a Blu-ray? Holy shit.
Yep, there's a German Blu-ray of it.
It's
and you can't watch it unless you have a region-free Blu-ray player. Sorry, Dream's dead.
Damn it.
Unless you want to shill the money for it, like I did.
I know, I might have. I'm considering it because I kind of want to get a Blu-ray of Old Boy, and I don't know what Region A Blu-rays there are for 2003's Old Boy, so...
Yeah, no. If honestly, like, get a region-free 4K player, so that way you can get 4Ks from, like, wherever country you want, as long as they have the English. And then you can you're covered for the 4Ks, and you're also covered for your Blu-rays, too. Like, honestly, getting a region-free Blu-ray player is a good investment for the long haul, because I bought a number of Blu-rays from other countries for, like, $20, where in the US, they're, like, out of print, and they go up to, like, to 78 or even up to $100 for.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Like, I got the Howling 2, at the Arrow release of Howling 2, in the UK for, like, $20, and when I was checking prices for the Region A release for here, it was, like, up to $100.
Fuck.
That's also how I got Deathstalker 1 and 2 as well. Those were like got released for $20 recently, and it's like super expensive here because it's out of print.
Okay.
It's also cool because you can get 4Ks of like other films that don't have 4Ks like here yet, so that's also pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, is that any other favorite YouTube videos you got?
I mean, honestly, I think we could go way too. I think there's like so many more I could talk about, but I would kind of want to save that because that could go on for like another 30 minutes probably.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess if that's the case, then we can just move on to the recommendations. Take it away, Cole.
Yeah. All right. Questions wrap up, and now we got to recommend movies for the next time around. And with this upcoming one, we are going to be reaching milestone number
Yeah,
50.
50 recommendations. You get lucky number 50, but we gotta
I
start.
get number 50,
We gotta.
but that's not yet. We're going to go with number 49, which is yours
Yep.
for the retro.
Mm-hmm. So I was kind of looking at different types of films we haven't really yet covered, and we technically have not talked about a trauma film yet. So I looked over their catalog and I cross-referenced with what I have owned already, and
Okay.
this is the one I decided to go for. So we're going to do 1989's Beware Children at Play.
Do I have this one watch listed? No,
You
I don't.
I have it up. You don't have it watch listed.
I just watch listed it now.
Nice. Anyway, that's my
Nice.
retro pick. Cole, what's your modern pick?
All right. So for modern, I decided because there was a movie Timmy was watching that I decided to watch after he did, which was Chasing Amy. So I decided why not do something from the catalog of Kevin Smith? And I know there is a mostly internet hatred for this one movie, and it is 2014's Tusk.
Tusk. I think that's actually released by A24, isn't it?
Yes, it's an A24 movie.
Oh, then I bet Pond loves this movie. But so, if you don't want to get spoiled for Beware Children at Play or Tusk, remember to watch these movies and also like and subscribe and also leave questions for us to answer next episode. And you all have a good day and a happy Morbius.
Happy Morbin time.
Happy Morbin
Happy
time.
Duck World.
Happy Duck World. Happy butt stuff. Happy David DeCoteau month, everybody. Even though technically it'll be over by the time. No, wait, no, it won't. It'll be like the 28th. Well, we're good. It'll still be David DeCoteau month.
Yay, David DeCoteau month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Richard.
Hard cut.